Wherever you are joining us from, you're welcome. You are welcome to Scholarship Talks with CampNews Media 2.0. We are so excited to please mute your mic. Mute your mic, please. We are so excited to have you on this call. And we do hope that you enjoyed this session and that at the end of the day, you are able to grasp whatever it is that our guest is going to talk to us on for your future benefits. All right, how we do it on this call, you are going to introduce yourself. So you are going to tell us your name. I'm coming, please. You are going to tell us your name, where you are joining us from, and whether you are a graduate or an undergraduate. So you can use this comment section to tell us your name. Let me pick one person to Chikire Akribe. Please tell us your name, where you are joining us from, and whether you are a graduate or an undergraduate. Please use the comment section to tell us your name, please, and where you are joining us from. Hello, can someone hear me? I called on, okay, Cynthia Uche. Hello, can you hear me? Can you unmute yourself and tell us your name and where you're joining us from? Hello, can someone hear me?
We can hear you.
All right, please, can you tell us your name?
Oh God, 2 days.
Hello. Please use the comment section. Use the comment section to tell us your name and where you're joining us from. Michael Anuforo, please, can you tell us your name and where you're joining us from? I can see OD. Hello. Can someone hear me? Please unmute yourself. If I didn't call your name, you can unmute yourself and tell us your name and where you're joining us from. This is very, very important so that our guests will get to know the nature of audience that we have, so that while speaking to us, he will be able to channel his words to audience based on the kind of audience that we have. Please, can you unmute yourself and tell us your name?
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So my name is Chuka Akribe. I'm currently an undergraduate at Federal University of Technology of Owerri.
Okay.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Okay. Where are you calling? Where are you joining us from, please?
Okay, I'm joining from Imo State. Owerri, to be precise.
Imo State. Okay. Gerard Wampo, can you hear me? Hello.
Good evening. Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, please, can you tell us, introduce yourself, please.
My name is Gerald Wampo. I'm an undergraduate of at Federal University of Technology Owerri, and I'm joining in from Port Harcourt.
From Port Harcourt. Another person, Kinsili Ifediora, please, can you introduce yourself?
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Michael Anuforo. I am joining in from Lagos State. I'm an undergraduate, Federal University of Technology, and I'm happy to be here.
All right, that's nice. So we are happy to have you all. I'm so excited to have you all on this call. So on this call, we have a great scholar in our midst, Mr. Ezeoguine Chuka Dean. He's hosting us from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Cambridge, USA. He is also doing his internship at LinkedIn, San Francisco. Please, if you're not speaking, please you can mute yourself, please. He is doing his internship at LinkedIn, San Francisco, California, United States of America. All right, on this call, he would be sharing with us how he got scholarship to study at MIT, online pathways to on-campus master's programs. Please mute your mic, please. Great, mute your mic. Steps on how to apply for master's programs,
So that's
how
Engel Smith Rowe
to
and
please,
Fabio
can you mute
Pinheiro.
yourself,
Well,
please?
can they do
Mute
6 in a row and continue that 100% back
mute
line?
your mic, please.
Thoughts of their
Mute your
manager,
mic.
Mikel
Okay,
Arteta.
thank you. Yeah, I said on this call, you
You
will be
know yourself,
sharing
Arsenal don't have a great
with
record
us
here
how we got
of late.
scholarship to
But
study
I think
in
on your last
MIT,
five, you feel
and
today's a
online
day where
pathways
that
on
can
how
turn
to
around.
apply for
Dobry
master
wieczór.
on-campus masters
Czuję
programs,
good moment.
steps on how
For the
to
scenario to play
apply
a
for
good match
master's programs,
and a great context.
how
So we are ready
to
for a
put
fight.
a strong
The fact they are
SOP,
both in
that
such
statement of
fantastic
purpose,
form
and
right now, do you think
finally,
that will add
his
to the game and the type
internship
of game we
experience
might
at
get?
LinkedIn.
Let's see what happens. But
This is
to
what
tune that
CampNews
I think they
Media
played
is
to
all
win the
about.
match.
You must
They
have
want to be
been seeing
dominant in the way they
www.campnews
play
Media. You
and
must have been seeing our posts.
Excuse me, Dave.
very
Okay.
excited crowd.
Please,
How
can you
important is it,
just
do you feel,
mute
that you take
everyone
the
from
game
your
to them?
end? You are the host, right?
That's
Can
what we
you
want
just
to do
mute
every game. There's
everyone
nothing
from your end?
different. We don't plan anything different.
Chuka, please, can you mute everybody, please?
And we know that we have to be
Noise
our
is
best.
too much.
Were you surprised at Anthony's inclusion in the starting 11? I don't know. There are so many.
Sorry, who made this suggestion? How do I go about that?
But so I have to do it.
Yeah,
What is the
just go
key?
to
You think
settings.
there's
Go
one
to
thing
settings.
you've got to do today to get something out of
Okay.
this. Let's call.
I'm in settings.
Hello, can you hear me? Can someone
Yeah,
hear
I
me?
can hear you now.
Okay. CampNews Media, www.campnews Media is a website or a portal that feeds students with global opportunities like international scholarships, internship opportunities, fellowships, and the rest of them, free online courses and programs, and degree guides, low tuition universities, study abroad helpful tips. In order to be receiving updates from us, you are being advised to follow us on our social media handles. We are on social media at CampNews Media. You can find us on LinkedIn. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and the rest of them at CampNews Media. Please, you are being encouraged to go follow us, and also in our WhatsApp groups, we do share all these global opportunities there, so that once we publish all these opportunities, we'll be able to hope on them. And we're also encouraging you to visit our website and subscribe to notification. When you get to our website, you are going to see a pop-up. So you are encouraged to subscribe to notification, so that once we publish this information, you will be among the first set of people that are going to see these opportunities and able to go as soon as possible. All right, without further ado, let's get down to the business of the day. But before I proceed, I would like to make something known to us. For the past few days, I've been having inflow of messages. I've had a lot of students, chatting me or asking me, because I do share scholarship opportunities. So asking me if all these scholarships, they are legit, if they are actually real. And I picked up courage to ask one of them, a lady that chatted me up. So I asked her, like, what does she understand, like the word scholarship, like what is it that she knows about scholarships? That was when she told me she's scared of applying for scholarships because of the story that she do here. So according to her, she said that there are some people that got scholarships, and when they got there, they found out that this is not actually scholarship. So they were subjected to lots of social. They were subjected to robbery, prostitution, and rest of them. So I would like to correct us on that. Please, I want you to know that while applying for scholarships, you don't go through anybody. There is no third party. There is no third party while applying for scholarships. So while applying for scholarships, go to the university's website, the main website of the university. That is where you are going to have the information of what the scholarship is all about, what is required of you, the requirements, and the document to submit. And what CampNews Media is doing is, CampNews Media is just a portal that publishes all this information from this website. So from CampNews Media, you are going to be linked to the official website of all these universities. So that's why it's important to subscribe on our website. So I just want to make it clear to us that you don't get yourself involved with people that that are posing themselves as scholarship agents. There is nothing like that. There is no third party when it comes to applying for scholarship. So it's just between you and the main university that you want to apply scholarship to. You understand? So the only third party you can have there is your school, like the school you attend. Let's just say that you're a student of Federal University of Technology Owerri, and they will always, like, they can come in maybe when they need reference letters. When you need reference letters, that's when you are going to contact your HOD or your course advisor. So you just have to be very careful. There is nothing like scholarship agents. When you get yourself involved with all these people, they would finally dupe you your hard-earned money. So that's why it's very, very important to stay glued to our group. So from our website, you'll be linked to all these universities that have these scholarships. So we would also hear more from our speaker. So I would just leave for our speaker to take over. So Mr. Chuka Dean, you can take over from here. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. Sorry, I think I was trying to mute everyone on the call because of the noise, but sorry, can you all hear me?
I can hear you.
We can hear you, sir.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to get started. Thank you very much for making out your time to listen to what I have to say. And I'm going to also try to keep to the 1 hour timeline. So the first thing I'm going to do is I think Dave has done a very good job introducing myself. So I'm going to just get started. So I know most of you all are here because maybe you have interest in pursuing your studies outside Nigeria, mostly in the United States, or maybe in the United Kingdom or Europe in general. And I'm going to just more like share with you how I was able to pursue my master's program at MIT, and also how you can apply to a master's program in the US, and also how you can also try to get scholarships from different universities, depending on if they offer it or not, and just how to go about your application in general. So that is what I'm going to try to do. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, so there is no slide because I want this to be more like an interactive session. So I'm going to talk for like 10 minutes, then I'll now let you guys ask questions. And then it's based on your questions, that is what will guide our discussion for today. And I'm also recording this call, just in case you have something else to do, you are free to drop off the call and watch in a later session. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is how I applied to MIT. So I think one good thing about the school I applied to, which is MIT, is the unique approach they take to learning, right? So MIT has a program called the MicroMasters program. And maybe some of you here already know of the program, while some of you don't know of it. So what the MicroMasters is all about is, so I'm going to share my screen just so I can show you guys the website and the courses they offer through the MicroMasters pathway. So I'll just share my entire screen. So let's see. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah,
We can see your screen, sir. We can see your screen.
All right. So I'll just Google MicroMasters. I'll Google MIT MicroMasters, and here you can see that this is the MicroMasters page. So here you can see that they offer different MicroMasters program, right? So they offer one in supply chain management. They offer one in data economics and development policy, which is the one that I'm currently pursuing. They offer one in principles of manufacturing. This is more like mechanical engineering. They offer one in core stats and data science, and also in finance. Now, what this MicroMasters program help you do is, for example, if you click on finance, they have series of courses one can take on EDX. So we have like foundations of modern finance, financial accounting, derivatives market. So when you are able to like complete these courses, so these courses, I think each course spans like 12 weeks, right? When you are able to complete these courses, you have to take an exam, more like a proctored exam, where you more like sit in front of a camera and then take a timed exam. And if you do well in this exam, you are and then get the MicroMasters certificate, you can now apply for the on-campus master's program, right? So for example, for this finance program, you can click on like pathways to program. Then when you click on this, you see the different schools you can apply to when you are done with this MicroMasters program. So here you can see you can apply to MIT for their Master of Finance program. You can apply to all these schools here for the different programs that they offer. So if you click on, so when you are done with this MicroMasters program, you can apply to the Master of Finance program, right? And based on your based on how you perform the MicroMasters and your other documents, such as your maybe your transcripts, your recommendation letter, your GRE score, based on a combination of that, then it can more like strengthen your application. So this is a very interesting part in the sense that it gives a school like MIT more like a better understanding of how skilled you are of the kind of knowledge you have pertaining to the program you want to apply to. So basically, this was how I got admitted to MIT, because I did the MicroMasters program in Data Economics and Development Policy, which is this one. This has a combination of 5 courses, and the courses are, so for example, for this one, you got to take like 3 compulsory courses, and then you can choose from 4 electives. And each course here is like, so it depends on how much you earn, right? But I think the lowest category you pay how much do you pay again? I think you pay like $250 for like per course. That's for depending on how you, so this is like for the lowest bracket of income. So you see that it's cheap compared to compared to, when you are looking at this fee and the quality of knowledge you are getting from each of these courses, you see that this is just more like a giveaway. And also you can apply for financial aid, so they can bring down this to $100 per course. And this is just if you want to like take the proctored exam and apply for the main master's program. So what I did was I took these courses, and to be honest, taking these courses were not easy, because taking an online course requires a lot of discipline, right? So I had to like take these courses. Sometimes I had to like take them over and over again, even I like failed a proctored exam. But then once I was done with taking the courses and got a score I was satisfied with, I then applied to the master's program, and I provided other documents like my recommendation letter, my unofficial transcripts, and yeah, some other requirements. So this is just basically how I got into MIT. So how did I get a scholarship? Because from the questions in the form, I kind of observed that most of the questions we are geared towards scholarship. So the good thing about some schools that are, so we have like need blind schools, and these schools are schools that have funding, right? So schools like MIT, Stanford, Harvard, Cornell, and some other schools in the US, they are need blind. And what need blind simply means is that once you apply and you have a strong application, and they see that, because they will ask you like, what is your financial, so like how much do you earn in a year, or how much do how like put it, more like do your parents or someone that will support you, how much do they earn in a year? So how much you have to be able to spend for this program. So once they see that, it's more like once they see that you're not able to fund the program, they are going to give you a scholarship. So that is what need blind means. So once they admit you, they are not going to turn you down because you don't have the funds to sponsor the program. So when I applied to this to the master's program, so to the master's program, my admission came with a scholarship. So I did not really have to do like a separate application for a scholarship because of, so once I got admitted, and obviously they saw that I could not pay the $30,000 tuition. So they gave me a free tuition scholarship, and also provided me with living expenses, right? Because it's one thing to have a full tuition scholarship, but then you still have to pay your rent, and you still have to eat. You'll not be hungry, right? And all these things, you also spend money on them. So that was how I got my scholarship, which covered tuition and stipend. So this is actually one way you can, this is just like a non-conventional way. So now I'm going to talk more on the conventional way you can apply to any school of your choice and program of your choice. So before I move to the next step, I want to know if you all are following what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure. We are following.
Yes,
sir.
we are following you,
Okay.
sir. Following you, sir. Right on, sir.
Okay. So so this is the conventional way. So let's say you want to apply to a master's program, right? Let's say master's in computer science. The first thing, I'm going to just more like take you through a step. So the first thing you want to do is to know the school you want to apply to, because different schools have, even though the requirements are kind of similar across board, but then sometimes it varies a bit, right? So let's say I want to apply to a master's program, and let me say Carnegie Mellon University, so CMU, master's program, right? In computer science. So the first thing you have to do is you go to the school's website. I would advise you to do that so that you have a clearer understanding of like what the school requires. So let's say you go to Carnegie Mellon University. Normally, when you go to this, the first thing that comes up is the department's website. So you click on this, and then you read what the master's program is all about, right? So here now, I'm looking for the School of Computer Science, so for computer science master's. And here I can see that, okay, fine, I want to do a master's of science in computer science. I just click on this to know more about it. And then once I click on it, it's going to load actually. This is just taking some time, maybe. So this is, you now read more about it, read it about the masters. And I know one thing you want to know is the requirement, right? So in most websites or most school websites are structured like this. So you see the requirements of the program, and you click on this, and then you are going to see what the, more like what the, so most times they will list what you need to apply to the master's program. But this is listing what you need to graduate. So let's click on admissions. And yeah, so this is what you done. This is more like the admissions requirement. And then when you read through the admissions requirements, you can see that, okay, fine, these schools, this school in particular need you to write the graduate record examination, right? And here they are saying that it is highly recommended, but if you cannot provide them, you should explain why. But then obviously you want to write the GRE, because this is more like a competitive, because most applications are competitive. So one thing you need to know is that if you want to apply to any master's program, you need to write your GRE. And the GRE is the graduate record exam. It's more like an exam that tests your verbal reasoning, your quantitative reasoning, and also your comprehension, more like how you can, read essays and provide good answers to them. So if you've taken all this academic scholarship for Shell and Chevron scholarship, all those academic tests, then it's something similar to what the GRE is. So if you can write the GRE and score well in it, like score very well, then you have a good chance of getting admitted to universities in the US and even getting partial scholarships from these schools. So so that is just one key thing I wanted to note, that if you want to apply to schools in the US, you have to write this exam and have your GRE score ready. So that is one key thing. The next thing you have to do is to have your transcript. And so in the case of transcript, if you it depends on the school, but for example, at Futo, or that's where I did my undergrad, it's kind of difficult for you to have your transcript, and you don't want to be waiting for. So I don't want to, I know this is more like recorded, but then I'll just tell you what is practical. You don't want to be waiting for the school to give you the transcript whenever they want to give it to you. You want to apply as soon as possible. So what you may want to do that can work, it's called more like an unofficial transcript. So it kind of makes sense. Is if you have your grades, like you know that these are your grades, you have a template of what if your school transcript looks like. You can draft the transcript by yourself, but with your actual grades, because if you get admitted, definitely they would request a transcript from your school, and then at least by then you have more time to be able to like make your school send the official transcript to the university you got admitted to. But then you don't want to be waiting on them for that, so you can draft the transcript by yourself with your actual grades and apply. Just make sure that the transcript is well formatted and very presentable. Then something else you need to apply is your resume. And definitely what a resume is more like just your job, your work experience, your where you've volunteered in the past, the skills, what you are skilled at, and then your education. So your the courses you took when you are an undergrad and stuff like that. Then your statement of purpose is also one thing you need when applying. And this SOP here is as they kind of gave a brief explanation here. So it's more like a 1 or 2 page essay describing your primary research interest and why you want to pursue the master's program, right? So it's more like you telling the department why you feel like you are the best candidate. So here you talk about your strengths, you talk about the classes you took in the past, maybe where you served as a leader, you talk about the research you kind of have interest in. And I think I'm going to talk more about this depending on your questions. Then your letter of recommendation is also very important, because here you'd want to request letter recommendation from your professors or your lecturers, someone that you know that can write a good letter for you, and also from your supervisor, depending on where you work, and if the work you did is kind of related to the master's program you want to pursue. All right, so let me just move forward. The next thing I want to talk about is, let's see. After this, I want to talk about, okay, so I've talked about how to apply for a master's. Now I'll talk about, all right, so my internship experience at LinkedIn. I feel this is not really, so now, and the good thing is that when you get admitted to a master's program or a PhD program, you have the opportunity to pursue internship openings or internship job opportunities, right? And my program, which the DD program, allowed us to like do a summer internship while pursuing the degree. And most schools do offer, so they have like a career website where you can apply to internship openings. And yeah, and then as a student also, you have the opportunity to do on-campus work, like part-time, maximum of 20 hours per week. And also during the summer, you can use your CPT, which is more like curriculum practical training, and work during the summer. So that was how I was able to get my internship at LinkedIn. I more like applied through MIT's careers website, and then did the interview. So depending, right? If you want to pursue computer science, then you have to do the whole the lead code and HackerRank interviews, right? If you want to do more like data science and data analytics, then definitely you need to know your stats and know how to answer business operation questions. Most times schools have like career departments that kind of guide you on how to like draft a good cover letter, how to prepare well for your interview and stuff like that. So I think I've done much of the talking, which is actually above 10 minutes as I initially said. So I'm going to now open the floor for questions for the remaining 30 minutes. Thank you very much. So I think what I'll do is, if you have any question, just unmute yourself and ask me the question. I can see some hands up. Okay, so let me see.
All right. Okay, let
Benedict.
me just be calling
Okay.
them. Osinachi Chuku Jama, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Thank you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you both for organizing this event to get us to know about masters and stuff. So my question is visa application different for master students? Like, is it faster? Like, do master students get their visa faster?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. So the truth is that currently, because of the COVID-19 and stuff like that, there's a great lifetime lag in the US visa application. But as a master student, yes, or as a student, get your application, you get an interview date faster. And that is because, let's say you apply to a school, right? And then you get admitted to the school.
Because I'm not asking.
Sorry, can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Let's say you get admitted to a school, you can apply for, so there's something called an emergency visa. So let's say, for example, the normal date, like when your school is to start, it's maybe like in 2 months' time, but then the earliest date you can get is in 4 months' time. You can write a mail to the US embassy to request for an emergency appointment date, right? And then what they're simply going to do is you provide your Form I-20, you provide proof that you can pay your tuition if it's like a partial scholarship. And then once they approve your emergency appointment, they will give you the chance to choose an earlier date that is before your school start date. So this is actually what I did when I was applying for my US visa, right? So because the earliest date was kind of late. So what I did was to apply for an emergency appointment, and they gave me an earlier date to schedule my visa interview. So yes, as a student, you have the option to schedule your visa interview earlier than someone that's applying for just a visitor's visa. So yeah, you have a faster appointment time.
Right. Another person, please. Who else has questions? Who else? Can I see your hand, please? Who's this?
I can see Benedict.
Benedict, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Chuka. Thanks, Dave. Hope everyone can hear me.
Yeah, sure.
We can hear you. Sound and clear.
All right. So my question is around the MicroMasters program. So you mentioned the 250. I haven't really gone through the website. I was just hoping, since you're on the call, you could give us insight into that, right? So you said 250 per course. When you mean per course, do you mean the sub courses under the particular program? Let's assume your economics and development policy course. Is that 250 covering the whole program, or the sub courses inside? And the financial aid, does it waiver the fee, or it's a discount, or how does that really work? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So the 250 here is per course. So like, for example, you have to complete 5 courses. So that should be 1,250. But the financial aid is more like a discount that you can get on a course. So instead of 250 per course, you can get a course for $100. But the thing is that obviously the financial aid will not, it's not like certain, right? It depends on how strong your application is, and if you can prove that you cannot actually afford the 250 per course. So yes, it's actually 250 per course. So in the 5 course, that is more like 1,250. Does that answer your question?
Benedict, are you cleared now? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that answers my question. Thank you.
Let's hear from Chidera Innocent. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh,
sure, I
you
can
sound
hear
like
you.
Good day, Chuka. Thank you for organizing this class or program. So my question is, applying via the MicroMasters pipeline, did you need to write GRE, like take the GRE exams?
Yeah,
And
thank you very much for
secondly,
that. Okay.
can you like pursue like a master's program like? Yeah, can you hear me, please?
Sorry, I did not hear your last statement.
Hello?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, I said, can you pursue like a master's program different from like totally different from your undergraduate coursework? And if so, how do you like write your SOP to reflect that?
Okay, so the first question you asked is so can I like repeat the first question you asked?
Hello, Innocent.
Yeah, I asked if I asked if you wrote the like you took the GRE exams for the MicroMasters pipeline, like when applying to MIT through MicroMasters.
So no, I did not write the GRE exam, and that is because for the program I applied to, the GRE is not compulsory, right? So they don't need the GRE. So for most, but then most master's programs do actually need you to write the GRE. Even though sometimes when you go to their website, they'll be like the GRE is optional and you can choose not to write it. But if you want to have a strong application, I'd advise you write the GRE. But then for me, I did not write the GRE because my master's program did not make that compulsory. They did not need it. But then most times you need a GRE to make a strong application.
Okay, that's fine.
And then if you're applying for an undergraduate program, then you need to write the SAT. So the SAT is more like the undergraduate version of the GRE. And then for your second question, I think what were you asking the second question? Sorry, I'm not keeping track of that.
Okay, I said, what can you apply to programs that are like different from your undergraduate program?
Okay, yeah.
You understand, like different.
I think it depends on how different they are and if you can find a connection. All right. So, for example, if you did an undergraduate program in, let's say, history, and then you want to do a master's program in computer science, it will be tough because it's kind of hard to find a connection. But then let's say you did an undergraduate program in maybe, let's say, biomedicine or something science related, then it's easy for you to switch to computer science for your master's program. Or let's say you did an undergraduate program in just engineering in general. So I think what matters is the courses you took during your undergraduate days, do they kind of show that you have the technical know-how or show that you have the prerequisites for the master's program? So for example, I did my undergraduate program in electrical engineering, but then I did my master's program in economics and the data science, right? And how I was able to kind of show the connection between these two was more like being able to talk about what I did during my undergraduate days. So I more like try to mention how I engaged in some kind of leadership roles and how I actually did have a true interest in data science and how I feel like data science and engineering are kind of related and how these two can actually forge into a successful career. So I feel if you can be able to like create the connection between what you are currently doing as an undergraduate and why you want to switch to a different maybe course of studies for your master's program, then if you can like create a good case for that, then definitely there is no reason why you cannot be able to switch. I feel what the admission committee will be looking out for is more like being able to understand why you want to make the switch and just seeing the confidence you have in the fact that the switch is the right decision for you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Ufuma or Ufoma, please can you unmute yourself and ask the question?
Okay. Good day, everyone. I have two questions. Oh, thank you, Chuka, for your talk. I really appreciate it. I have two questions. First, regarding the recommendation letters, can I get a recommendation letter from a lecturer that is not in my school? And if I can't get a recommendation letter from a lecturer that is not in my school, how about one from a lecturer that is in a different department or probably a different faculty? And also, must the recommendation letters be from professors or doctors or senior lecturers, or is there any specification? That's just all I want to know.
Okay, thank you very much for your question. So the first thing is, can the letter be from a lecturer that is not in your department or faculty? Now, the thing here is the importance of a recommendation letter is more like someone that actually has worked with you or someone that can write about you, right? So they want to know more about you from someone else's perspective. So what they are looking out for is how, or for example, where did you, let's say that you want someone that is not in your department to write a recommendation letter for you, right? So there should be a history of work with the person. For example, did you conduct a research with the person, or did the lecturer teach you in one of your classes, or did you work with the professor in some way or another, right? If, for example, the professor is someone that you had nothing to do with, then the recommendation letter would not be strong because there was no like time both of you got to work together. But if it's someone from your department, then at least the person had, like, for example, taught you in some classes, so the person can speak more of your academic progress. So that is why it is better to have someone from your department write a recommendation letter for you. So someone that had like taught you in a class, or someone that had supervised your project, or someone that had that just knows you better. So that is why that's advisable. And then the person must not actually be a professor or a senior lecturer. The person can just be a lecturer. I think what is very important is that the person can write a good letter about you. Person knows know you very well and can like write something and can write a strong statement about your strengths and weaknesses. So I think that is what really matters. But definitely, if someone in a different faculty got to like work with you or supervise your project in one way or the other, for example, when we had all these like general courses back in year 1 and year 2, then definitely the person can write a recommendation letter for you. I feel what is very important is just for the person to highlight how both of you worked together and how the person got to know you and know about your strengths. So that is what matters. I don't know if that answered your question.
Okay, yeah, it's you answered my question. Please, I have two other questions. I hope you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay, yes. My second question is about the unofficial transcript you're talking about. I did not really get the part of getting the official transcript. Are you the one that would get the official transcript, or your grad school will send maybe a letter to your undergrad school, or how does it work? I'm trying to get it. And then let me just ask the third question. Okay, I want to ask, what are the chances of getting an MSc in data science scholarship coming from an undergrad in biomedical sciences?
That is a very, very interesting field, biomedical science. Okay, so let me talk about the official transcript and unofficial transcript. So what I was saying is, I don't know, but for most schools, the official transcript for most schools in Nigeria, most federal schools and state schools, universities, the official transcript is hard to come by. So that is why because most times when you want to like get your transcript, you need to like, you have a deadline to apply to a program, right? And the school actually needs your transcript to process your application. So the unofficial transcript is more like, it is unofficial, right? So that is why you can more like create a template, even though you can more like create a template and then key in your scores. So you can even do the editing by yourself, and more like just to have something to apply to the program with. But now when you get admitted, you need the official transcript. And how this works is you tell your school. So you need to like contact your school registrar, right? And then tell them that, hey, I got admission to this university in the US, and I need you to process my transcript for me, and then mail. So most times they will more like mail the transcript to the registrar of the school you got admitted to in the US. So this is how this normally works. So what you just do is more like to contact your school to send your transcript to or sometimes they can even mail the physical copy. Or some schools also accept a sealed physical copy of the transcript. Then you now submit it to the registrar's office. So that's how this normally works. And the good thing is that most schools even give you the grace to like complete a semester on campus first before submitting your official transcript. So this is because of, so this can more like cover for the delay of processing the transcript. So why I more like talked about you being able to like draft your own transcript is more like, so you can draft your own transcript while waiting for your school to send the official transcript to the university you want to, or the university you are applying to. So your university does not reach out to your undergraduate. Sorry, can you all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you from my end.
So your university does not reach out to your undergraduate university. You are the one to reach out to them. Then you can now provide the mail of the school you are applying to for them to send it to. Because if you are waiting, even if your university reaches out to your undergraduate, if you are in Nigeria, the undergraduates would snub, your school will likely snub the university. So you are the one to like actively pursue your official transcripts.
All right. Please hope you are clear on that now, so that we can allow other people to ask the question.
Yes, please. Yes, please. My final question. You did
Oh,
not
sorry.
answer
You had one more question, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So for your final question, if you want a full scholarship for MSc in data science, actually, to get a full scholarship for a master's program is hard to come by. Maybe a PhD program, you can get like full tuition support. But for masters, I would not really say. So it depends actually. So some schools do offer full, right? But they are very competitive programs. So some need blind schools like maybe Stanford can offer you a full ride, or Cornell University. But then most times you get a partial scholarship. But I feel like that should not really like deter you from applying to the program of your choice, because most times, depending on how strong your application is, your admission can come with a scholarship package. But then definitely, if you did the undergrad in biomedical sciences, that is very, very nice, and you can easily switch to a MSc data science. That is because obviously when you talk about the bio field, it is now more data intensive than ever before. So all you have to do is more like to just show how data science can be applied in your field, and definitely you have a good shot at it.
All right. Let's hear from you, Michael Anufuru. Please ask your question.
Yeah. Hello. Hi, everyone. Good day. Chuka, thank you for your speech. I appreciate it very much. I have two questions. My first question is that the micro masters now, is it a necessity that you must be a graduate, that you carry your full year scholarship your full year transcripts and to apply, or you can apply as an undergraduate from the level that you get the transcript from the level where you stopped. And from the level you want to apply.
Yeah, that's a good. So the program I applied to does not even size the Data Economics and Development Policy Program. On their webpage, they don't really even need you to. So you can even be an undergraduate and get admission to the master's program, so long as you complete these 5 courses. So that is the good thing. But if you are a graduate, then definitely you have to provide your complete transcript. And if you are an undergraduate, you have the option of just providing the transcript up to the level you are in, or not even providing the transcript at all. Now, this program is actually like my program is in the this is the 3rd year, because it's more like the first master's program in MIT's economics department. And they've had like there was a guy that's just finished high school in the US and got admitted to the master's program, right? But then just one guy. Most of the other people in the program that I know so far even had a previous master's degree. So what I'm saying is that if you are an undergraduate, the odds, I think if you can really show that you are talented, definitely you will get admitted, depending on how well you perform the MicroMasters courses. So you can even apply without a transcript, even though that may make you less competitive than someone that has a transcript. But then if you have strengths in other places, then that can also like cover up. So when I applied, I was in my final year, and I think I did provide my transcript. That was because my grades were not, even though they were not so great, but then they are not so terrible. But then if my grades were not really what I wanted, then I could have as well just dropped off the transcript option and applied and still gotten admitted if my other requirements were strong. So in essence, what I'm saying is that the program that is for the DDP, they don't really need need you to be to have a BSc before you apply. But then the other MicroMasters programs do require you to like have finished your undergraduate studies before applying for their respective master's program. I don't know if that answers your question, Michael.
Yes, that has answered my question. Thank you very much. I also have one more question also regarding the recommendation letter. Will they check if like who writes the recommendation letter for you? Can it be a student who writes, as far as the person gives a good working experience with you?
I think he has already answered this question. Maybe after this session.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Dave, but I don't
hear me now? Can you hear me?
I
said I think you've answered this question. You've answered it. So like I'm suggesting that let's just leave this question. Maybe after the session, you have to watch the recorded video so that you get it, right?
Yeah, sure. Michael, you can just reach out to me after the call so I can further discuss with you.
Okay.
Let's hear from Ugochukwu to answer to ask this question. I need to say. Please unmute yourself and ask the question, Ugochukwu.
Okay. Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, sure. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for setting up this Zoom meeting. So I wanted to ask, like, for the master's application, for instance, you're trying to apply to a school that doesn't need, like, on their sites, they don't need GRE. Like they said, you don't.
I'm sorry. Am I the only one that cannot hear?
I can't hear you. Okay, maybe. Hello. I think he's having a network issue.
Requirements. Is it okay? It's not with it, but they said no need for GRE. Is it school like that?
Hello, Ugochukwu, can you hear me? Hello?
Maybe you can type his
Yes,
question
yes.
on the chat.
Okay, please. You can ask your question again. I think you are struggling with network. Please ask your question.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Ask your question.
I said like if you have schools, if you have found that schools that do not need GRE for as a requirement, and you already have the GRE score, but you plan on taking GRE, is it still okay to send it across to those schools?
Okay, yeah. So you're saying the school said they don't require a GRE, like they don't want it. Then there is.
It's not like they don't require it. I don't know. I want to know that if they say they don't require it, the requirement, should you still, if you have it, should you still go ahead and put it in your application?
So here is the thing. If they say they don't want it, like they don't require it, then definitely they'll not even be looking at it when they are considering admission or when they are looking at applications. But if they say it's optional, then they'll be looking at it. So there are two different things here. If they don't require it, but then you have it, then there's no harm in still adding it, right? So it's either they look at it or they don't consider it. Either way, you are not losing. So, but if they say it's optional and then you have it, then definitely you'd want to add it to your while applying for your program.
All right, hope you are clear on that.
Thank you.
Okay, let's hear from Stephen. Stephen, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, all right. My name is Stephen. I actually want to ask this question. Is it possible? Actually, it's two though, but I'll try and merge it together. Is it possible? Like, what are the requirements that can give you an edge to get a PhD, like from your BEng? Because I actually did chemical engineering, and like I say, my CGPA is like 3.85. But is there any other thing apart from like writing GRE exams that can actually give you an edge to get something like a PhD scholarship or something like that directly from BEng?
So for PhD, well, I feel one thing they look out for when applying for a PhD program is your research experience. So maybe when pursuing your undergraduate degree, if you had like maybe written a couple of research papers, that can help. And also maybe work experience too. That can also be something of strength. But then who knows, you can also like have a good GRE score and have a good research proposal, right? One thing, if you're applying for PhD, it's kind of different because then you have to be reaching out to professors in the school you want to apply to and making them see, directly. Most times schools have the names of professors, right? And you can add their emails and their emails in the school website. So you can more like cold mail them. Some of them may reply, some of them may not. But then tell them that, hey, I have this research proposal in mind and I'd want to like conduct this research in your department. Who knows, you might be lucky. They might really want to, listen to you and hear what you have to say. Sometimes also some schools also have like PhD applications on their website. You can also apply and give it a shot. You can't tell. Just be able to like have a good research statement. Have like an innovative, more like they want to be able to see that when they accept you that you really know what you want to do, because PhD is different because you are more like doing research and trying to push the frontiers of innovation. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know, like while I was taking my time to look at like courses and the rest of it, I noticed that some courses are like strictly research based, and some courses are just like you just go to classes and do the normal school routine work and get on with it. So that was why I wanted to like know what and what can actually be fixed and what can be pieced together to actually help me in my application.
I think a PhD program is more research based. Maybe for the first year, you can do like some, so since you are more like from BSc, most programs actually have like the first year where you can take some coursework. So just more like to get you on track. But just I think if with your undergraduate experience, your transcripts, and then your GRE score, and then if you can highlight your research strengths. So if you like done research in the past, maybe as an undergrad, that can also be a strength. Yeah, and then just have a good research statement.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
you've done your background research and that you know what you want to do while pursuing your PhD program.
All right. Thank you.
Great. Please, let's hear from you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you.
Good evening,
Sorry,
everyone.
I think we are out of time. So please feel free to drop off the call. This call is being recorded. I'll try to like stay behind to answer a couple of more questions.
Can you hear me?
Great. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, doing is nice. It's nice you bringing up this kind of idea. It's very interesting. Like I was surprised when you did it, when you showed up the was kind of template last month. It was really interesting to me. Like I've already told you that which you of course know. Basically, it seems like you are kind of giving us intel on how you got yours. Most of us are not kind of data related students. Someone like me, I need MSc, basically in organic field. And I'm more of asked to like, what are the basic requirements?
Chuka, please answer my question.
Sorry, I'd get to yours after this.
Okay, sir.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Great. Can you like speak out loud? Can you like repeat your question?
I can hear you. Okay, let me repeat it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, your question here basically is on how you got yours. Yeah, it's very interesting, your own lesson here. Mine is quite different from yours because ours, based on our own aspect of learning and courses you are undertaking. I wanted to ask him, what are the basic criteria or basic information you need as someone who wants to do an organic chemistry course in MSc level as a scholarship platform?
Okay. So for your undergrad, what did you study?
Yeah.
Your undergraduate degree?
Yes, pure and applied chemistry.
Okay, that's cool. So if you want a scholarship for your master's program, then the first thing you need to know is that not all schools offer scholarship for master's program, right? So you need to know the school you want to apply to, and if they offer. And the good thing is that as an African, some schools do offer scholarship to African students based on the fact that they have funds.
Yeah.
They have like some NGOs that actually do offer this fellowship to African students. So I feel like if you know the school you want to apply to, you check their website, check on their financial aid section. You'll be able to see if they do offer some sort of scholarship each year to students with African descent or just in general, right?
Okay.
So I think it just depends on the school and then your application strength. Just have a good GRE score. I feel that is very important because you can get even partial scholarship, and then when you come, you have the option to be like a teaching assistant or a research assistant to also like raise funds to take care of your living expenses. So even if you should be able to like still take care of yourself when you come to school. So I feel like master's program, just look at the school you're applying to, check their tuition, and then check if they have like some form of financial package for international students.
Thank you very much, bro. Secondly, please, the last one. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Can someone apply directly from BSc to PhD without taking MSc pathway?
Yeah, sure. You can. If you can apply directly from BSc to PhD
without going the pathway of MSc.
Yeah, definitely you can. Definitely. In the US, you can. A lot of PhD programs done master degree. So definitely, yeah.
Okay, because I thought this is a month that you must go through MSc before you get to PhD.
No. So the thing is that if you are doing a PhD, like for your first year or so, you take mostly courses, you take some courses, and that is more like as if you are doing your. So then after the first year, then you now start doing research. So yeah, you can go the direct route.
Okay, interesting. Thank you very much.
Okay. So same day, you had a question, right? You said what's about for law?
Yes, sir.
All right. So for law, I don't really know much about law and more like the scholarship programs that are being offered to law students. So maybe what I'll do is more like to do more research on this to be able to provide a reasonable answer. So just reach out to me after this.
Your sister is a law student, so you should know that.
Law
I don't really
student no get weight.
All right, I'll do more research on this to provide solution. Is
Thank
that
you, sir. I would
okay?
like to be like you when I grow up. I really
Do
admire you.
your law in Nigeria. Do your law in Nigeria.
No,
right.
please, we don't want that.
All right, Sachuka, someone asked a question in the comment section. Can you see her question?
Let me see.
She asked the question. Can you see her question?
Can I like read out the question for me?
Okay. I wanted to find out if someone that wants admission that comes with a scholarship, does he or she necessarily have to state in his or her application? Do you
Okay,
get that?
yeah, that's a very good question. So most times when you are applying to master's program or PhD program, there's a section where they ask for your financial information. And they also ask if you also want to apply for financial aid. So most applications do ask for that. So while applying for the master's program or PhD program, you also get to apply for financial aid, right? And then sometimes so most times you get the financial aid after you now get the scholarship admission, right? So or sometimes you get accepted for the financial aid and also get accepted to the department you apply to. Or most times you get denied for the financial aid, but still get accepted to the program you apply to. So some schools do give you the option to apply separately for financial aid while you also apply to the master's program. So it's more like an independent application, but then you only get accepted to the financial aid application when you've gotten admitted to the program of your choice. So yeah, most times you have to like state that you need a scholarship if you get accepted. So yes, definitely, yeah. Does that answer your question?
I think she's clear on that now. Okay. So is there any other one? Stephen, do you have questions? I can see you. Stephen, do you have questions?
Yeah.
Okay, you can ask the question.
Yeah, please. Yeah, there's a situation where, like I've noticed, like when you want to apply for some kind of, like some schools like that, you have to pay in a non-refundable amount to the school for the application process. I don't know, like, does it guarantee anything in return, or is it that you just pay like if it's a win or lose situation, that kind of thing?
I think okay. Let me try to. Okay, let me just get to your question. So the only fee I know you pay when applying to a program is the application fee, which is somewhere between $65 to $150, depending on the school.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm asking. Yeah.
Definitely, you don't. That does not guarantee anything. That is more like the application fee. You are paying for the time it takes the admission committee to review your material, and they just kind of put the fee here so that not everybody just start applying to programs that they don't even intend to pursue. So it just more like to prevent spam applications. So no, that does not guarantee anything. It's just the application fee.
I was just feeling like if you if you invest into that, like you should be getting at least something in return. Like they should attend to your request or like give you a higher chance of kind of getting something in return, that kind of thing. But it's well. It's well.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's how they make them.
Yeah, thank
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right, we have another person. Anadike, please unmute yourself. Hello, Anadike, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Yes, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you, Anadike.
Okay, sir, I really appreciate this kind of interview you made, sir. So, my question is that I think you were talking about this some graduates that are not done with school in Nigeria, so want to apply for a master's in data science scholarship. So I want to know more about it and the schools that offer the master's in data science program.
Sorry,
did you get my point?
I did not really get to hear you. If you can type your question in the chat, I think I'd really appreciate it. Or maybe if you can
Okay, sorry. Let me see it again. So the question is that, like, you think that you can apply to study in abroad, like just like you're not done with schooling in Nigeria, so you can just like continue from the level. So I want to know like I want to know more about it. That's what I'm trying to say, sir.
Oh, you mean like transfer? If you want to like transfer to to be honest, if you want to transfer to a school, like if you want to continue from your level, it's very difficult because most times they will not be able to like acknowledge transfer of credits from your previous courses just because you did your undergrad in Nigeria. So I'd advise, it depends on your level. If you are already like almost completing, then and you really want to,
I'm almost completing, sir, but you know it has to strike now. So
yeah, but to transfer is tough. Like you most likely get, I mean, it's possible, but yeah, there's a higher chance of you getting a rejection for a transfer because schools don't really admit like new students as transfer. Very few number compared to like starting afresh. But then it depends on how good your transcript is. Sorry, where did you do your undergrad? Sorry if you don't mind.
It's a photo.
Okay, then.
Yes,
it depends on how good your transcript is. I mean, it's possible. It's not like not possible, but then it's tougher. Just understand that most times the department you're applying to may not really. And then since you're already like almost finishing, there is no way they'll give you. So they most likely give transfer to like freshmen. So year 1 and year 2 students. But since you're like in maybe year 4 or final year, you can't transfer to a new school and want to start in year 4. No, I don't think any school would do that for you. So
okay, sir.
Because yeah.
Okay, sir. My other question is that is there any school in US or Canada that offer fully funded scholarship for undergraduate students, sir?
Yeah, so there are schools that maybe not fully funded. Okay, I know that like need-line schools like maybe MIT or Stanford, they do offer fully funded, but most schools don't offer fully funded. What they offer is partial scholarship, and that is
I think that would be better. Like partial would be better, sir.
Yeah, so yeah, there are schools that offer. Most schools do offer. So let me show you. There is something called for undergrad. There's something called the Common App. Have you heard of it before?
No, sir.
So I'll just share my screen. So it's just more like a website. So let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
No, sir.
No, sir, we can't.
So you see yourself for a moment because I'm just sharing my entire screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
Let me see if I can just close this stuff. Then you go to Common App. So it's called Common.
Okay.
So this is where you see, like list of all the schools in the US that use this for their app. So some schools for undergrad, you have to write a common app essay, and also like so here now you can view all colleges, right? Then you can filter, right? For example, you want to apply as a maybe you want schools that give that offer need-based aid. So more like if you cannot afford the tuition, then they can give you like a need-based scholarship. Or you want schools that also offer merit-based aid. So based on your performance on your maybe SAT, you can give you scholarship. Then you want, so based on this setting now, that offer aid for international students. So you now see the list of colleges that are on common app. Then if you go through these colleges, you can click on the one that you want. So let's say you want to go to, let me see. So let's say I want to go to Bell State Academy. Now, what you also know is that state universities do have cheaper tuition compared to private or federal universities. So if you click on Bell State, you can now read more about the requirements and how to apply. So you can get a list of universities that offer need-based scholarships from the common app. Okay.
All right. So Chuka, someone asked a question using the Google form. So maybe I just read it out so I answer the question.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay,
All
the
right.
person asked question about
someone is watching the manual app.
I'm watching it.
Okay. All right.
All right, sir. The person wants to know how to go about GRE and TOEFL and IELTS exams, like how to go about them, how to get the certificates, or maybe perform well in the exam. So can you throw more light on that, sir?
So for the GRE exam and TOEFL, to get it, just like write online, right? You need to like go to the website. So for GRE, they have their website. I think ETS. So you just Google GRE exam or ETS. You go to the website. You pay the exam fee. It's around like maybe 200 USD. You pay the exam fee. Then you schedule your exam date. And also you need to like practice, right? So they have, I use Kaplan. So Kaplan is a GRE practice website. They offer you like past GRE questions. So now you can buy the hard copy. You go to like a bookshop and ask for GRE practice question. You can also do the practice test online. So you more like practice, it's just more like simulate the GRE environments for you. So most times when you buy the Kaplan hard copy, you can be able to like also access the online version where you can like do more like the CBT test for the GRE. So once you practice and you feel like you are good enough, you can schedule your GRE exam date and sit for the exam. Obviously, you don't want to fail the exam, because if you keep failing, then you may have to like pay another GRE fee and sit for the exam again. So same thing with TOEFL. But then most schools do waive TOEFL for Nigerians just because we speak English language, right? So most schools don't really, you can waive the TOEFL requirement. But if a school does not waive TOEFL, then you can also like write the TOEFL or the TOEFL, and it's just the same thing. You go online, you register for it, and then you sit for it.
So that means they are very, very costly, because I heard you say that the cost of that GRE is 200 USD, right?
Yeah, it's around of the actual price, but it's around there, 200 USD.
So that means they are very costly. How about IELTS, like IELTS exam?
I don't really know the current price of that, but yeah, it's expensive. At least I'm sure that it should be above 50K.
It's like 90K the last time I checked, though.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Okay, someone asked the question. So please, can you check the comment section? Someone asked the question there.
So
does one need a publication to demonstrate research experience? That's the question, sir. Does one need a publication to demonstrate a research experience?
The answer is sorry. Who is watching? So the answer is I don't really know how to answer this question, but definitely if you have a publication, then that is a publication from a from like a good journal, then definitely that is better, right? But then if you have a publication from from any journal by the side, then it now depends on the quality of your publication. So yes, you do need a publication to demonstrate research, but definitely you have to have done research in the past to demonstrate research experience. So yes, I think I said the answer is yes. You need, but then you need to understand that you can also apply for a PhD without really having research experience. You can also apply with just showing the potential that you can actually do good research. Yeah.
Okay, let's hear from you. Chukwuemeka, please unmute yourself.
Okay, good evening.
Sorry, can you unmute yourself again, Chukwuemeka? I had to mute everyone.
Good evening.
All right, I can hear you.
Okay. So I have a question to ask about online matter. I was browsing through the website of Canada, and I saw an online master's program on artificial intelligence. But then there was one requirement that caught me. It said I would have to be resident in Canada. So I'm wondering if all online masters program require you to be resident in the country where that university is domiciled.
I'm sorry, Chukwuemeka, can you type your question on the chat? I don't really get your question.
Okay, you can use the comment section to type the question, please. Let's hear from Steve. I don't know. Are you tired? I don't know.
So I don't know where the noise is coming from, but yeah.
Can you still entertain questions? There are lots of hands up here.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I can do that.
Okay. Steven, unmute your mic and ask, please.
But I don't know where this noise is coming from. Can you please mute your microphone? Okay.
All right, Steven, unmute your mic and ask a question. Okay, let's hear from you, Anya DK, since my Steven is not ready. Let's hear from you, Anya DK.
I think he has already asked the question, right?
Chukwuemeka,
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my number on the WhatsApp group, and then any other person that has a question to ask can obviously just text me and I'll try to respond.
All right, sir. Please let's know if Chukwuemeka is okay now. Can you ask the question again? Chukwuemeka, hello.
This is interpretation of the file.
Hello, Chukwuemeka, can you hear me?
Yes, good evening. Can you hear me?
Okay, you can ask the question now.
Okay, I would just wanted to ask if all master's programs that are offered online, whether they all require someone the residents in the country that university is located. Because the reason why I'm asking this question is because I once looked through the University of Manitoba in Canada's website, and they had the master's program on artificial intelligence. And one of the conditions there was that I would have to be resident in Canada before I could apply to a supposedly online master's program. So I was just trying to ask the question of, do all of them require you to be resident, or is it that maybe there are some maybe from Nigeria able to do it? And other things. So that's my question.
It's kind of interesting to know that an online program requires you to be resident. So I think the answer is no. So most online programs don't require you to be resident. I mean, that is why they are online in the first place, right? It means you can take the program from anywhere in the world. So no, most online programs you can take them anywhere in the world. So that is why they are online. It's only if the program is on campus then that you need to be in the country where the university is to pursue the master's program.
Sorry, Dean, before you go, I wanted to ask a question. Like applying for this master's program, are there any special things I could do? Like, because normally they usually have like websites and sending your applications through those medium, but they'll be going through hundreds of applications with just like your own, maybe some other. Are there any ways I could, let's say, improve my odds of actually getting, the masters at
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. And because that's what anytime I apply to something, I ask myself, how can I distinguish myself to give a competitive application? Because definitely there are a lot of applications going in. So I feel one way you can distinguish yourself is through your resume. If you can show that you are not just any other person. For example, if you can show that maybe during your time as an undergrad, you did engage in some, maybe you engage in sports, you're a sports person, maybe you know how to play soccer or do something, or you did like serve as a leader in some capacity, or you did like volunteer, then I feel like that is one good way you can distinguish yourself, your application, right? Just show that you are a well-rounded individual and not just only focused on academics. Then also, I think another thing that can also distinguish you is your statement of purpose. So I think I not get the chance to like talk about it, but then it's more like if you are able to show your enthusiasm, right? So when writing it, let your personality shine. Show that you are actually someone that is motivated and just write a very good SOP. I feel like that is a very good distinguishing factor. So I feel like these are the two ways you can make yourself stand out when applying to a master's program.
All right, Sir Chuka, please, I don't know if we can just end with that statement of purpose, because I don't think you've talked on that, how to go about it. And so many people have been asking that question. Maybe we'll just end with that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So what the SOP is more like a way of the admission committee being able to understand you as a person, right? And to write a good SOP, you need to first of all understand the program you're applying to. So if I'm applying to a program in data science, I should be able to like write an SOP that portrays my interest in data science and how my past experience has all been geared towards like who I am today. So you want to make your SOP to be not so personal, but also to have a personal touch, right? And also you want to be able to show that you've done your own research. So that, for example, you may want to show that you know that you are kind of up to date with the current trends in the field. And maybe you can even mention a particular professor in the department or lecturer that you are really interested in the work the person is doing, and show, maybe how you feel you can also like do further work on that. So I feel your SOP is more like what you make of it, but then so your SOP should have like 3 sections. You should be able to like show your experience, just find a way to like tactically put it, and also show your motivation, more like why you are applying to the program, and also what you hope to gain from the program, so your plans after maybe the master program or the PhD program, and also show how you feel you can proffer value while you are pursuing the program. So I feel like these are also the 3 things you also just kind of put in the back of your mind when applying to your SOP. So try to be as concise as possible, but then also let your story shine. So just talk about not much about yourself, but still make it personal. So just know how to like strike the balance. I think that's just more like how to have a good SOP. I feel SOP should be just be yourself and tell your story and why you have interest in the program you're applying to.
All right, sir. At this juncture, I don't think that there's any other person that has a question. I think this is where we call it today. Okay. Sir Chuka, we are so grateful that you honored this invitation. We are happy that you made it to this call to explain so many things as regards to scholarships and also your own experience, how you were able to make it to MIT and your internship experiences. So we are very much grateful for what you just did. We are saying thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I think I've been wanting to do something like this, but I just kept postponing it. And who knows?
It's very, very important because most of undergraduates here, I think most of us here are undergraduates. So most of us here are just looking for opportunities abroad because this ASO strike of Ukraine. There are so many people that like want to leave this country to go continue their undergraduate studies, and you didn't talk about that, like transfer students. There are so many people, so many undergraduates here that want to do transfer because of this strike issue that we've been having over here in Nigeria. So is there any provision for that, like over there in MIT? I would want to come to MIT as well to continue my electrical electronics engineering course there.
Yeah.
So is there any provision for transfer as well?
Yeah, transfer is tough. So very, very tough. So coming as a freshman, as a first year student.
So the way it is now here in this country, most of us are here to complete our undergraduate studies. Can someone maybe abandon maybe what he or she has read so far and maybe apply for foreign university? Is there not, like, are they not going to ask of the person's transcript or maybe some kind of document from the undergraduate studies? Do you understand the question, sir?
Yeah, then that is a problem because if you want to come as a freshman, then you have to act like a freshman, but that is not really you. So but I mean, you can transfer, right? You can transfer, but then you can only transfer to a new school when you're like in your first year or second year. But if you're like in your third year or final year, then most schools do not want to accept you as a transfer student. So that is one thing you don't want to like keep in mind. But yeah, nothing is impossible. You can always give it a shot. But then you have a better chance just claiming, which I will not advise because that's not the right thing to do. But you have a better chance claiming to be a freshman than assuming that you just never did an undergraduate program. Okay, but then you have to also be able to explain why there is a gap between your end of your high school. But then you also need your high school transcript to apply as an undergraduate. So you need to go back to your high school to request your transcript.
Okay. Thank you very much for the time. Thank you for the thoughts and everything. We are grateful for giving us the attention.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time and for listening to my ranting.
Okay, and finally, I would want to tell us this. Please, you can stay glued to CampNews Media groups because that's where we share most of the opportunities. From all these websites, we publish this information from the main website and link you to the main website. So once they release these scholarship opportunities, we get it from the main website and we publish and we get it across people. So you are being encouraged to stay glued on the WhatsApp group, and also you can follow us on our social media platforms at CampNews Media, so that once we publish this information, you would be able to see them and hope for them on them immediately. So do well to stay glued to CampNews Media. So that's just it. I think we can call it a day from here. So
yeah, Chuka, also feel free to like text me, or maybe not because I don't really. Just call me. If I don't prepare a message, just call me. I will try and pick your call. Yeah, I'm always willing to like provide support. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, sir.
All right.
You can hang the call for your answer.